Hi, this is part one of me looking back on 2023 to see what my reading journey was like. And I pulled up Storygraph. I've been using a combination of Goodreads and Storygraph this year. I like the statistics, the way Storygraph give you all the statistics. And in 2023, I have read 169 books, which I'm very pleased about. And I did check. Last year I read 153. So I read more than I did last year. So will 2024, will I read more than I did this year? We'll see. Be very exciting if I do, won't it? So I read 169 books. I did set myself a goal of 130, so I beat that. Why I didn't set myself the goal of the amount of books I read last year, I don't know. I just went to 130. So, looking at this, what I tend to go for is I tend to read more emotional books. That is, looking at the pie chart on here, the biggest chunk, the biggest part of the pie is emotional books. Which, yeah, I think it is, because I do like books that get me there. So yeah, emotional read. And the second largest is reflective reads. So that's sort of books I tend to go for looking at this. I read a total of 50,391 pages. Not bad going, is it? And looking at this, 72% are a medium-paced book, 13% are slow, and 14% are a fast-paced book. So yeah, I would have thought that medium pace was where I tend to go. And as for page numbers, 52% of the books I read were between 300 and 500 pages. So that's sort of 3 to 500. So 52% of all the books I read were that length. 3% were over 500, and 45% were shortish. And yeah, 98% fiction, which is, yeah, I do not read a lot of non-fiction at all, so that's why I would expect. As regards genres, my top genre is literary fiction. And format, 62% are physical books, 28% on my Kindle, and 10% on audio. Now, the most read authors, this is where I've had 3 breakthrough authors this year. I read 3 Max Porters, 3 Benjamin Myers, and 3 Claire Keegans. None of these authors I had read in previous years. These are 3 new to me authors this year, the first time I'd read these authors. And so it looks as though I lapped them up. I read 3 books from each author. And I intend to keep reading Claire Keegan and Benjamin Myers next year, because I've still got some of their books to read. Max Porter, I'm waiting for him to write his next one. I don't think he's got another one coming out yet. I couldn't see that there's one coming out in 2024. Benjamin Myers, I've got a long backlist for. Claire Keegan, I've got her Antarctica, and I was given her new one for Christmas as well. So I've got 2 of hers to go. So stats, my average rating was 4.46. Out of my 169 books, I actually only had 16 5 stars. It's not very high, really, is it? I mean, that's a lot lower than I was expecting. Because I don't know, I seem to have liked a lot of books. I had a lot of sort of 4.5s and 4.75s, but I only had 16 that actually hit the spot, which so which were they? Northwoods by Daniel Mason, 4 Seasons in Japan by Nick Bradley, The Crooked Little Pieces Volume 2 by Sophia Lambton, Cuddy by Benjamin Myers, Killing Moon by Jo Nesbo, Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, Go as a River by Shelley Reid, Stone Blind Natalie Haynes, Cleggie Keegan's Foster, Homesick by Jennifer Croft, Marzan by Katya Oskamp, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, Notes on Grief by Ngozi Adichie, Benjamin Myers again, The Perfect Golden Circle, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and Old God's Time by Sebastian Barry. Those were the only 16 out of the whole 169. 16, that's what, 10%? I'm not a maths teacher. Only 10% hit the 5-star spot. So I will leave you there. Those were my stats. I'd be interested to see what yours are. And I will be doing another video, a part 2, when I'm looking at my book of the year. So look out for that video. So happy reading. Take care.